Have you ever sat in silence, completely alone, and felt like something inside you was breaking? Maybe you're there right now, scrolling through your phone, looking for anything to distract you from the stillness around you. But what if I told you this moment, this quiet, this emptiness is exactly what you need? Not a punishment, not a failure, but an invitation to become someone you've never been before. Because here's the truth. Loneliness isn't your enemy. It's your turning point. We live in a world that teaches us to fear being alone. We're told from an early age that if we're alone at lunch, something's wrong. If we don't have constant plans, endless texts, or someone to go home to, we must be falling behind. That if no one is choosing us, we must not be worth choosing. But here's the lie. Being surrounded doesn't always mean being connected, and being alone doesn't always mean being lonely. Sometimes loneliness is your body's way of telling you you're ready to meet the real you. It's uncomfortable, because we've spent years avoiding it, filling every quiet moment with noise, filling every pause with content, filling every ache with people who don't even know who we are. But real transformation, it doesn't happen in the crowd. It happens in the silence. It happens when the world goes quiet and you have no one else to perform for, no roles to play, no masks to wear, no one to impress. That's when the work begins. That's when you start hearing the voice that's been buried under everyone else's expectations, your own. Loneliness forces you to face the parts of yourself you've ignored. It's not pretty. You sit with thoughts you don't want to hear. You remember things you wish you could forget. You ask questions that don't have quick answers. Why am I here? What do I actually want? Who am I when no one is watching? This is where most people panic, because there's no applause in solitude, no validation, no dopamine hit, no metrics to tell you you're doing it right. It's just you, and that's terrifying until it becomes freeing. Let me share something real. There was a period in my life where I hit rock bottom emotionally. Not a big dramatic event, just a slow, quiet collapse. My phone stopped buzzing, friends drifted. Work felt meaningless. I found myself sitting on my floor at 2 a.m. more nights than I'd like to admit, just numb. At first, I did what everyone does. I resisted. I forced plans, scrolled endlessly, distracted myself with anything that gave me a hit of connection, but nothing landed. I felt fake in every room I walked into, until one night I stopped trying to escape it. I sat in the silence. No music, no phone, no escape, just me and whatever was inside. And slowly, that silence became something else. It became space. Space to feel things I'd buried. Space to ask questions I'd avoided. Space to rebuild. I started journaling. I started walking without headphones. I started listening. Not just to podcasts or music, but to the parts of myself I'd silenced for years. And I realized I wasn't lost. I was just alone for the first time with my actual self. There's a reason loneliness is so hard to accept. Because when you're alone, you're harder to control. You stop needing the approval of people who never really saw you. You stop consuming just to numb. You stop playing roles that don't fit, and that makes you inconvenient to advertisers, to the systems that profit off your insecurities, to the people who liked the version of you that kept quiet and smiled on cue. That's why the world will keep telling you, go out, party, date, scroll, shop, escape. But what if you didn't? What if you sat in it a little longer? What if, instead of running from the ache, you listened to what it was trying to say? Because here's something no one tells you. The most powerful people in the world, the ones who move culture, shift mindsets, build empires, most of them spent long seasons in solitude, not out of choice, but because that's where clarity lives. That's where conviction forms. That's where you stop chasing and start creating. Think about nature. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly at a party. It literally disintegrates in a cocoon alone. The hermit crab finds a shell, withdraws, and grows into it. Wolves separate from the pack when injured, so they can heal. Seeds grow in the dark, beneath the surface, where no one applauds them. We are nature too, but we've forgotten that growth doesn't always look like more. Sometimes it looks like less noise, less people, less distractions, and in that space you expand. So now you're here, maybe still hurting, still wondering what it all means. But here's the truth. Loneliness isn't proof that something's wrong with you. It's proof that you're ready for something real. The version of you that needed the noise, that version is dissolving, and that's okay. Let it go, because something new is trying to emerge, and it starts right here. So how do you work with loneliness instead of running from it? Because it's one thing to understand it philosophically. It's another to live it day after day, when your chest is tight and your thoughts echo louder than they should. Here are 3 shifts that can help you move through loneliness, not around it, but through it, with strength and intention. 1. Turn loneliness into attention. Most people try to escape loneliness by turning outward. You scroll, swipe, binge, reach, because silence feels unbearable. But the shift begins when you turn that energy inward. Instead of asking, who can fill this space? Ask, what am I not giving myself? Is it presence? Is it forgiveness? Is it time to feel something you've been avoiding? You'd be surprised how much of our loneliness isn't about others. It's about how far we are from ourselves. Try this. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Sit in silence. No phone, no music, just you. Listen, observe. Don't fix anything, just notice. The more attention you give yourself, the less you'll crave it from places that were never meant to hold you. 2. Make space sacred. It's easy to see alone time as a void, but what if you treated it like a container, a space with boundaries, purpose, reverence? Start small. Designate a place in your home where you reconnect with yourself. It could be a chair by the window, a park bench, a 5-minute walk around the block. Let that space become where you go, not to escape the world, but to return to yourself. Rituals matter. Lighting a candle, journaling, drinking tea, reading something honest. These things rewire how you experience solitude. They remind you that being alone can be intentional, chosen, even beautiful. 3. Choose depth over distraction. The hardest part of loneliness is the temptation to numb. Quick conversations, casual dating, endless media. But here's the thing. Every time you numb, you delay your next chapter. So instead, ask, what would happen if I went deeper instead of away? Read one honest book. Write something raw. Take a walk without your phone. Reconnect with the version of you who used to sit with thoughts and dreams before the noise took over. Because every moment you spend deepening your inner world, you become less dependent on the outer one. These aren't easy practices, but they're real, and over time, they build something unshakable. Not confidence based on likes, not happiness built on external plans, but a kind of quiet power that says, I'm okay here, with me, in this moment. Not because I've given up on people, but because I've finally stopped giving up on myself. Here's what no one tells you. Loneliness is not a pause in your life. It is the life. It's not the waiting room before things get good again. It's where the foundations are laid, quietly, painfully, beautifully. And when you come out of this season, and you will, you'll realize something. You're not the same person. You listen better. You speak more honestly. You carry yourself like someone who's seen themselves in the mirror, really seen themselves, and chose to stay because loneliness taught you what belonging really means. It starts with belonging to yourself. I want to leave you with one image. There's a tree called the Japanese cedar. In the winter it stands bare, quiet, even lifeless to the eye. But underneath the soil, during those cold months. Its roots grow deeper than they ever do in spring. Why? Because winter forces the tree to stop expanding outward and instead anchor itself inward. You're in your winter, and it's okay. Grow deep. Anchor in. Let the silence shape you, because what's coming next will need those roots. So maybe, just maybe, loneliness isn't your enemy. Maybe it's your beginning, your shift, your real start. And when you look back, years from now, this might be the moment you realize it all started here,